Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. It's me. It is me whenever I am speaking. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us here on Daily with Doc and Becca. It is a Monday, a fantastic, wonderful day, not only to start a day fresh or the week fresh with more empowering information for you, but also to say thank you to our veterans. So we have so many of them around the world. So wherever you are and you have served, thank you so much for taking something of yourself and giving to others, not expecting anything in return, but for the service and protection of your countries. So here in the United States, it is Veterans Day. So wherever you are around the world, we're gonna honor and represent and appreciate you. So my name is Becca Dukes, and you are tuning into Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is a resource to an amazing community. So if somebody referred you, you want to make sure that you get back with them. They took the time and cared enough about you because they knew you would find information in this program that could be life-changing for yourself or someone you know and love. Today is a day that we're going to have a special guest introducing a new product line that Youngevity just recently acquired. So make sure that you listen up, because this is something that is definitely something you want to consider when adding to your own nutritional medicine cabinet when it comes to things that nourish the body. Now, if nobody referred you, this program is being sponsored by Daily with Doc. We do have a team of certified holistic health coaches that can be reached via phone or email. That if you have questions and you want to get your questions answered and your person that referred you does not have that answer, or there's nobody that referred you, feel free to send us emails at questions@dailywithdoc.com. Again, that's questions@dailywithdoc.com. Or for those that are not working with anybody, feel free to give us a call and get in touch with one of our certified holistic health coaches at 855-949-3377. Now, I mentioned this program is being sponsored by Daily with Doc. On our website, as DailywithDoc.com. On our website, you are going to find past presentations and episodes that we have done. You're also going to find a good foods, bad foods list, additional articles to help you on this journey we call optimal health, or towards optimal health, and also a store. But again, if somebody referred you, you want to make sure you get back with them to get your products, because again, they cared enough about you to share this program with you. Now, as the Director of Student Services of the Institute of Holistic Health, it is my honor and privilege to bring to you somebody who is like-minded when it comes to the whole herbalist thing. I absolutely adore that. Christa Way has a master's of science in psychology. She has a diploma in herbalism and phytotherapy from Australian College of Herbal Studies. She's a nutritionist with a diploma in nutrition. Now, Christa has spent the last 30 plus years as a wellness coach, nutritional consultant, herbalist, and therapist. She splits her time between the United States, Australia, and New Zealand. And Christa's own experience of debilitating health problems in her late teens and early 20s left her completely paralyzed in a wheelchair. These experiences became the doorway to finding ways to take back responsibility for her health and passing that learning on to others. It became an all-consuming passion. Christa says, our bodies are temples and need to be treated as such, respected, and kept as clear and clean and healthy as possible. This also includes our mental and emotional bodies, as well as our physical body. They are all interconnected, folks. I totally agree with that. And the work that we do on one level will positively impact on all other levels. Yes, yes, and yes. She is inspired by people who are living their possibility and is passionate about being a catalyst for opening people to what is possible for themselves and their lives. Christa's degree as a certified massage therapist has also given her a strong grounding in the physiology of the body and its needs. Our bodies are our responsibility, and we have total choice over how we treat them. If we nurture and treat them with respect, they will give us quality of life in return. Now, that is a quote directly from Christa, and she is going to be talking more about, sharing more about what we can do to give our bodies more tools for the best possible outcome in today's programming. So folks, help me welcome to the screen the brand ambassador for the Life Force brand, Christa Way. Let me get Christa up here. All right. Hello, Christa. Thank you so much. I know it was your travels and all that you do in helping people and having your own business and supporting them. As a brand ambassador keeps you a little bit on your toes. So thank you so much for honoring us with your presence and sharing more about Life Force and their flagship product with us today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here and excited to share with you a tiny little bit of the vast information that we know about Life Force's flagship product called Body Balance. And it's, that's it right there. Have a bottle with me as well. So it comes in liquid. It also comes in powdered stick packs. It's a product that has been around for decades. And for the first probably 10 to 12 years of its life, it was only available through doctors and healthcare practitioners. So it's had a long and very vibrant life when it comes to changing people's lives. My husband and I have been drinking the product and recommending it for 27 years now. So a very long time. So I'm going to just touch very briefly on a couple of points. Firstly, it's a very simple product. There's only 2 main ingredients. Well, actually 10. 9 of them are seaweed. So it's seaweed and organic aloe vera gel. That's basically the product. That's it. There's a couple of, there's some black cherry in there to give it good flavor. But basically it is seaweed and aloe vera. And I was very excited to see that a number of the Youngevity products also have seaweed in them or seaweed derivatives, because seaweed is such a powerful food for our body. First of all, it is a wonderful source of ionic, mineral electrolytes. So right off the bat, we have hydration, right? We need electrolytes for hydration. It's one of the things that we're constantly needing to replenish in our bodies. It's highly bioavailable in this form. There's incredible power putting ingredients together that complement each other, because what that does is that it makes each ingredient more powerful. And this product is no different. So the power of putting seaweed and aloe together, I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go on. So I think one of the most important ingredients in seaweed is iodine. Iodine is essential for us to live, basically. It's what our thyroid uses to create thyroid hormone. It's needed for fetal development. It's needed for our metabolism to work properly, our immune system to work properly. It's really vital. And yet it's very difficult to get because plants that grow on land have no need for iodine. And so you won't find, you have to go to the ocean. So this is a way we can get iodine into our bodies in a highly bioavailable and safe form. So that's the first thing. Second thing about seaweed is that it's very high in something called mucopolysaccharides. Don't be put off by a long word. It's basically a whole combination of simple sugars. But the simple sugars have an incredibly complex and powerful ability to heal our bodies and to strengthen and support a healthy body. One of those mucopolysaccharides in seaweed you're probably very familiar with, it's fucoidan, right? And that is the basis of Z radical. There's another one, and there's a whole family of them, but there's another one that I want to specifically mention, and it's called algin. And the reason algin is so incredibly healing and powerful for our bodies is because it's a heavy metal detoxifier. We know that we live in a world where we're constantly absorbing heavy metal toxins and chemical toxins and all kinds of things, right? We have to find a way to get rid of that. Otherwise, they will literally kill us. And when we absorb them through our skin, through what we drink, what we eat, what we breathe, then those toxins find a place in our body to lodge themselves in, right? They go to where they can keep themselves safe, which is the fatty tissues of our body, which is our organs, all of our organs. One of the primary causes of Alzheimer's and dementia now is heavy metal toxicity, right? And that's a widely known fact. So we want these things out of our bodies, and algin is able to do that. It's a safe way. It's an easy way. As long as we're doing it all the time, right? We're having this constant cleansing of our body all the time. It's also able to detox radiation out of the body. I have used this product with people going through radiation and chemotherapy treatments many, 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 many times over the years. And it is an incredible support for those people. I've had oncologists look at it, totally okay it. It doesn't interfere with any of the treatments at all. It's just an incredible support for people going through something like that. So let's move on to the aloe. So what the seaweed is floating around in there is aloe vera gel and purified water, right? And so this is a very special aloe. It's called active aloe, and it's a patented aloe. Aloe also has a very high mucopolysaccharide count, right? So there's a lot of these little molecules in there that do all kinds of amazing things in our body. This particular active aloe, the reason it's patented, it contains about 300% more of these bioactive saccharides. Mucopolysaccharides, right? Polysaccharides than other aloe that you will find out there. Another important thing about it is that it's aloin free. So if you drink aloe juice, which is basically just juicing the whole leaf of the aloe, you're ingesting something called aloin, and you find it just underneath the skin of the aloe, like in between the gel and the skin. The reason we want to avoid that, especially in a product like this that's being used by all kinds of people, is that it can cause spontaneous abortion in women that are pregnant. It can also cause a lot of digestive upsets, primarily a lot of cramping with some people who are sensitive to it. So one of the things that pregnant women are told by their doctor or naturopath or whoever they're dealing with is not to drink aloe vera while they're pregnant. And this is the reason why, because what they're talking about is whole aloe juice. This is not that. And this is tested to make sure it's aloin free. So aloe vera, the polysaccharides in aloe vera do amazing things in our body, as they all do. And it would take me like a week to tell you it all. However, there's a couple that I want to point out. Aloe is incredible for our immune system. And there's a couple of ways, actually there's a number of ways, but there's a couple of ways I'll touch on to show you exactly how amazing it is for our immune system. Remember, I just talked about those heavy metals that we get into our body and toxic chemicals from drugs and all kinds of things. They can actually lodge in our bone marrow, or some of them can. One of the things that the polysaccharides in aloe do is that they can get into our bone marrow and they protect our bone marrow from the effects of these toxins. Why that is so important is because that's where our immune system is made. That's the birthplace of our immune system. All our immune system cells are made in our bone marrow. And if that is compromised, you can imagine what happens to the rest of us, right? So that's one of the ways that aloe affects our immune system. Another way is just, it's this amazing thing that happens. So we have these little polysaccharide molecules, right, going through our body. They become like these little magnets that draw to them and attach to what we call foreign proteins, which are like viruses, non-beneficial bacteria, parasites, things that we don't want in our body. And so these little molecules of aloe, they go through our body and they pick up these hitchhikers, right, that we don't want in there, and they carry them to our macrophage cells, our white blood cells that are the frontline defender of our immune system. And they build a bridge. I mean, is this amazing or what? So they actually build a bridge to the white blood cell so the white blood cell can latch on and destroy that virus or bacteria. I mean, it's incredible how these things work in our body. So what I want to, I mean, I could say a lot more about that.
Can I ask a question real quick on that?
Yeah.
Because when we have an elevated white blood cell count, that's a sign that there's something going on that needs to be addressed.
Exactly.
So would this then help the white blood cells do their job in combating?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Because it's amazing how many people just over the last couple weeks have come to us with elevated white blood cells.
Yeah. So there's either an infection in the body, there's something going on where the immune system is overactive.
Absolutely. Okay, folks.
Yep.
Body balance.
Okay. Can I say a couple more things about that? Do we have time?
Ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So what I really want to emphasize is the power of putting these two things together. So each of these, as you are kind of getting to understand, and you probably already understand a lot of this, are powerful in their own right. But when you put them together, it does amazing things. So first of all, the aloe plant contains more oxygen molecules than any other plant, somewhere between 8 and 10 times more oxygen molecules. So we are super oxygenating our body when we're drinking something like this, right? Which we all need, yeah? Those oxygen molecules act as carriers. So what that means is they are able to carry nutrients through our body to where our body needs it and can utilize it. What happens in this particular case with the nutrients in the product is that the oxygen molecules from the aloe carry these nutrients, especially the minerals, right, to the cell. The minerals in the seaweed have the power of relaxing the cell wall so that the oxygen molecule can carry that nutrient through the cell wall into the cell. That's one of the ways they work together. And what happens is that at the same time, the toxins that are stored in that cell, the excess carbon dioxide that's stored in that cell gets pushed out and is then able to be eliminated from the body. And you have this vibrant, healthy, nutrient-rich cell. So that's one thing. The other thing is, oh my gosh, this is just amazing. So recently, there have been elements discovered in these minerals that are very high frequency, powerfully transforming and healing elements. They are superconductive and they transform our cells into superconductors of a greatly increased flow of light. Now, this is amazing. Our cells communicate with each other, and there's different ways through nerve transmission, through chemicals that our bodies produce for intercellular communication. But there's been another way recently discovered of how cells communicate with each other, and that is photonically. It's with light. And so when we ingest something like this, we are literally building light in our bodies. And one of the things about this light is that it is able to dissolve, transmute, get rid of basically struggles, impediments, blockages, whatever we have going on every single level, not just physical. And I've watched this over the years with people who drink this product every day. We become more vital, we become more joyful, we have a greater sense of purpose, just all kinds of things, more physically vital, as well as mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well. So it's pretty extraordinary. I'm just looking at the time, and maybe
Yes.
it's a good place to kind of ask for questions or something like that, because I know that you wanted me to finish a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. So we've got 24 minutes of great information that just unwraps the body balance and what is in it and how it works within the body. Christa, thank you so much. That's incredible. And how much are we supposed to take? That's the first question, because I have only a 2-ounce cup right now, and I'm going to do cheers to everybody.
Okay. So usually what I suggest is that people start with about 4 ounces a day. You can basically take as much as you want, because whatever you don't use will just get peed out the other end. I drink about, well, right now, probably I drink about 12 ounces a day, something like that. So I go through a bottle in 2 or 3 days. But
So this is my 4th bottle. I don't drink as much as you do, but the fact that it's not possible to overdose on it, is that what you're trying to say?
yeah, that is what I'm trying to say. The worst thing that can happen is you'll sit on the toilet for an hour. I mean, that's kind of the worst thing that can happen.
Well, some of us are so full of it, we need that. So, folks, that's always a bad thing, okay?
Right, right. It's also very safe for children. It's an incredible prenatal.
Mm.
It's just, yeah, I mean, it's wonderful for pretty much everyone.
And I love the fact that you brought out that information about aloe and how if you do whole aloe blended into a drink, that it's toxic. It's not okay for women.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
for really pointing that out, because that it will be something that comes up. Well, it's aloe. I heard I'm not supposed to take that. I'm pregnant. But folks, there's certain parts of the aloe plant that absolutely you do not want to include, especially when you are pregnant. But with this, they've taken that out, which is absolutely fabulous. Now, I know the next question that we have is, how does this compare to sea moss? And I should have brought this up to you earlier so that you could look into it if you need. But are you familiar with sea moss, and how would this be?
I'm familiar with sea moss in that I have seen it on the shelf in the refrigerator of the store where I go to buy my food. I've never actually tried it, but it looks amazing. I mean, its vibrancy, it's like there on the shelf. Sea moss is a type of seaweed. It's a green seaweed. So that means it grows in the shallow parts of the ocean. Every type of seaweed has its own particular set of healing molecules, basically, of compounds that work in our bodies in different ways. The same with land plants. You know, every plant has its own set or family of healing compounds. And so the same is true with seaweed. I think the fact that, number one, this product has 9 different kinds of seaweeds in it makes it that much more powerful. And the other thing is it's coupled with the aloe. And that just shoots that healing ability to the moon when you put those two things together. It's a great question. And I think that the sea moss looks like an incredible product.
Well, and that's absolutely it, because we have a lot of people that are like, oh, do you have any sea moss?
Oh,
no,
really?
we have comparable or better.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely.
Awesome. And it's so, folks, for those of you who want to know, it is made in the US of US and imported ingredients. It is also made with non-GMO ingredients, and a container is BPA free. So it's a non-toxic plastic, which we get a lot of people that are concerned about. Well, it's in plastic.
Absolutely.
Well, it is BPA free. So fantastic. Well, let's go to the hands that are up. And folks, if you're here live with us, or even if you're watching us out on Facebook, YouTube, or Rumble, and you have a question that you would like to ask in regards to today's topic with the amazing Christa Way, then please ask it, as we do have some of our co-hosts that are watching those platforms bringing those questions in as well. And let's go over to AJ. AJ, please unmute yourself. What question do you have for Christa today?
Hey, Christa, how are you today?
Hi, AJ. Good.
I definitely love the fact that there's 9 different seaweeds, and I won't ask you to name them, but we also have a product called Fucoid Z. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
I am.
Which also uses the power of fucoidin. Do you think, what do you think about, I mean, I really like the composition of this Body Balance. I've yet to try it, and I will be, as I mentioned, I will be ordering it immediately. And, but what do you think about the complementary nature of us utilizing fucoidin, and what do you think the benefit is of the fucoidin?
Fucoidin is, like I mentioned, it's one of the what we call mucopolysaccharides that are in brown seaweeds, primarily, and it's a powerful anti-inflammatory. One of the other amazing things about fucoidin is that it heals up, it speeds up the healing of wounds. And, if somebody's had surgery or something like that, it speeds up that healing effect. So basically, it's working with the immune system to super turbo the immune system while the body is going through that trauma. That's one of the main things that it does. And it's because it's a powerful anti-inflammatory, it keeps that inflammation under control.
And I guess my other follow-up question would be, what is another life force product that we need to keep on our radar?
Oh my gosh. Another one, wow, there's a few. Okay, Vital Start is another one. And one of the things I talked with Rebecca and Ruth Ellen, is that right? Yeah. About earlier is I would love to come back, and it looks like I'm going to on Friday, and talk about some of these other products, because we don't really have time today. So Vital Start is one, and that is primarily for cardiovascular health. Another one, which is a really simple little product, is called Tahibo, and it is incredibly powerful. It's that's it. Oh my gosh, that product, I would not be without that product. And I have some amazing testimonials about that product. There's lots of them. So we have our own osteo product called OsteoPro Care, which is similar to OsteoFX, except that the type of the calcium that's in there is very different. Okay, so here's a question saying, why Tahibo? Tahibo is a natural antibiotic, as well as a powerful anti-inflammatory. It's an immune builder. It's a natural painkiller. It does all kinds of things. And I don't think we've got time to go into all of that right now, but come back and we will.
Yes, we're definitely going to be talking more about the Tahibo because it's also anti-parasitic.
Yes.
I don't think that you mentioned that one. With the Pata Arco that's in there. I was super excited when I saw that one. And then we also, I know Coach Rod has a testimonial about the Flexio Plus.
Oh, that's amazing. Yes.
Internal and topical.
Yeah.
So I want to have a show that talks about that one as well. Maybe we can do the OsteoProCare and the Flexio Plus together in a future show. So one of the questions that we have here, are the body balance ingredients primarily harvested from the Atlantic Ocean?
The answer is yes. Yes,
and why?
We changed. It used to be harvested in the Pacific, up off the coast of Canada, way up north. But then when the Hiroshima thing happened, and we started to get, pollution coming across the Pacific Ocean, the company changed and started getting the seaweed from the North Atlantic, which wasn't affected by it in that way. So that's the main reason why we switched over. And
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then seaweed is, as you mentioned, full of iodine, which is very supportive of the thyroid and all that the thyroid does within the body as well, in a natural source. So, and I loved the fact that you brought out about those that are going through a chemo type treatment and how it helps the body with that. That in itself, folks, should be one reason to take it. Not only as a reactive, but even a preventative.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I watched it with my own father. It was incredible, the difference. I mean, he was in his late 70s when, it was a number of years ago, and he was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is bone marrow cancer, and he started drinking Body Balance, and he actually was drinking half a bottle a day, which is a lot. But he went into remission, and then he stopped drinking it, as people I want to do. And it came back again. And so he started back on Body Balance again, and they gave him really, really intensive chemo and radiation treatments. He didn't lose any hair. He didn't lose his energy. I would take him to his treatments, and he'd get up out of the chair and go, okay, where are we going for lunch? I mean, it was, everybody at the center couldn't believe this man. I mean, he was just amazing. And I've seen it time and time again. Just all it is, those treatments strip the body of everything. And all we're doing is putting stuff back in. That's all. So the body can function.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that you had mentioned that Dr. Wallach has been saying for decades, the immune system starts in the bone marrow.
Yes.
And I see Dr. Wallach is on listening. So hello, just a little shout out to Dr. Wallach, as he is the man that started Youngevity and the 90 for Life crusade to save humanity. That's everybody. Even though he was a veterinarian, he didn't want to stop at the animals. He included us as well. So thank you so much for all you do, Dr. Wallach. And Christa, I lost my train of thought, but let's go to Normita, who has a question for you. Normita, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to speak with this young girl, because I unfortunately I got this call this morning for one referral. I haven't even met this lady, but she was sharing with me the doctor called her. Her kidneys only has 20% working, and they want to push her to dialysis. And on top of that, she's dealing with diabetes and blood pressure. And I want to know if this product, I'm very new with this product, so I hardly, be honest with you, I haven't even started using because I want to learn it. And I think this is an opportunity for me to ask her if this product will be good for her. I just hearing, what she's playing already is amazing. And I want to try it definitely for myself.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your question. One of the important things that we have to remember when we're dealing with the general public is that we cannot say that we cure or help any medical condition, unfortunately, unless we're a medical doctor. However, we can tell people how these products can work in their body and how these nutrients and these ingredients can help and support the body to do the body's work. So that's the thinking, is we give the body what the body needs to do its work. This body is amazing. It was made to heal itself, but it needs the tools to do it, right? And these amazing nutrients are those tools. So when somebody has a condition like diabetes, somebody has a condition where their kidneys are shutting down, anything like that that's going on in the body, they're way out of balance. They are way nutrient deficient. And that's most of the population, unfortunately, as we know. And so one of the ways, there's many ways that body balance can support a body that is going through something like that.
Right.
One of the ways is that, if we imagine our human body, and this is incredibly simplistic, but if we imagine that all of the things that happen in our body, from our kidney function to our heart beating to, our nerves firing, whatever it is, there is these little things called enzymes, and they are the spark plugs for our entire body. They are what kick off all of these actions that happen in our body. The important thing to know, and this is why Doc was so pioneering in what he's given us, is that what feeds those enzymes are minerals. So those enzymes can't work without minerals. And when someone is deficient, which everybody is, because our soils are so deficient in minerals, and that's the only way we can get them is through our food. Because we're so deficient, this is the type of thing that starts happening, right? Things start shutting down. Things stop working. Things go out of balance because we don't have the mineral base to feed the enzymes that keep these things going properly. That's one very, very, very simplistic way to look at it. And so when we consume products like Body Balance that has, tons of, like, a complete mineral base basically in there, then we're feeding the body gets the nutrients it needs and goes, oh, okay, I can do my job now. It's not something that happens overnight. It takes time, but probably for the first time in a lot of people's lives, their bodies are starting finally to be fed what they need to properly function. It's the same with anything that goes on in the body. And there are very specific nutrients that work in very specific ways. You know, there are nutrients that work specifically with blood pressure. There are nutrients that can work specifically to support healthy cardiac function, all of those kinds of things. But something like this is the basis. This is the foundation. Nothing works without something like this. So I would say absolutely recommend something like this, because all it will do will be feed her body what it's so desperately crying out for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great question. And, you know, this is one of those complementary products to the 90 essential nutrients. And I love the fact that the way that it is designed, the molecules are so small that make it highly absorbable.
Exactly.
Folks, get with the person that shared this program with you. If you are a independent Youngevity distributor, you want to make sure that you check out the Youngevity website, because on the website, when you look up body balance, there's going to be additional documents that you can print out and use to share about this product. So we want to make sure that we're using our resources. If you're listening and you are not already affiliated with or connected with as a distributor, get with the person that shared this program with you and say, hey, I want more information on this body balance stuff. It sounds amazing, which it is. And then ask them for it. They're also, for those of you who are independent distributors, you have in your Youngevity Go-To app an amazing presentation that you can share with your clients and those in your downline. So just use your resources. We want to make sure that we get the most accurate, compliant information available, shared with anybody and everybody. So make sure that you're using that. And again, if you're not working with anybody, we do have the call team that can help get this information to you by calling 855-949-3377, or again, questions@DailywithDoc.com. Now, out on Facebook, we have ZZ Captain wanting to know what the best form of aloe is and how to use it. And that's what this program is all about, ZZ. You want to make sure that you're getting the body balance. It has that aloe in there that is nutritional, non-toxic, highly absorbable, working synergistically with these 9 seaweeds to help your body do what it was designed to do. Okay, I hope that answered your question. And the next question is, what would you recommend for somebody that is post-chemo, post-radiation?
Body balance.
Body balance.
Body
All
balance.
right.
Yeah, because one of the things that really needs to happen after treatments like that is that the toxins that your body is still holding from the treatment need to be detoxed out of your system to give your body a chance, to rebuild. And so one of the wonderful things that this product is able to do, the seaweed in this product is able to do, is to detox that radiation out of your body and detox the heavy chemicals out of your body. So I would say absolutely that would be my number one choice. There's a ton of other products that can support that as well, but this would be my bottom line choice.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Now, I have a question that we didn't touch on. I mentioned it in the introduction, and your own health story.
Oh, right.
Maybe we should have a program all on itself that touches more on that.
Yeah, we could do that.
It is incredible that you in your late teens, early 20s were paralyzed and in a wheelchair.
I was quadriplegic.
And do you have like pretty much full mobility now?
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah.
So folks, that in itself, it should be some encouragement and hope for yourself, for those that you know, that things are possible when you feed your temple what it is missing to be able to do what it's designed to do. The next question is, would this be a good product for someone who is having bone marrow problems?
Bone marrow problems? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because of the fact that it can protect the bone marrow and that it can actually get into the bone marrow. A lot of products can't do that. It's very difficult for a good reason, right? The body wants to protect that bone marrow because it's where our immune system comes from. So the body's very, very protective of that. But we, as I say, we live in a time where there's some very toxic stuff that actually can bypass all of that and can affect us really severely in not good ways. And one of the things that this product is able to do, the aloe in particular in this product, is to actually gain access into the bone marrow and protect it. So, I mean, that is a powerful attribute to be adding to whatever else you're doing.
And I love the fact that you brought up how it brings more oxygen to the body, because there's certain things that we don't want happening in our body that cannot survive and do not function in a highly oxygenated air vessel.
Exactly. And oxygen's incredibly healing to the body. I mean, it's a powerful detoxifier. It does all kinds of amazing healing things in the body. It's part of what we need to be healthy human beings.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, we have 2 more questions. So the question is, how do you take the activated charcoal that Life Force has brought to Youngevity?
Okay, that's a great question, and it's a really, really common one. The activated charcoal is an amazing product. That's another one that I would not be without, because you can use it not just as part of a detoxifying program, because we have a whole colon detox basically, and that's part of it. But you can use it for all kinds of other things. If you've eaten something that you feel wasn't quite right, that has upset your stomach or given you gas, you've become quite bloated or anything like that, take the charcoal. It has the most amazing ability to absorb and neutralize thousands of times its own weight in toxins. You'll find it in the emergency room of every hospital because it's still the most powerful detoxifier they know of. If somebody has an overdose, if somebody comes in with something like that, that is the first thing that they'll get when they go into emergency is activated charcoal. And so we can use it for all kinds of things. It's amazing to actually help with headaches, because a lot of headaches and migraines originate in the gut. So all kinds of stuff like that. But how do you take it? The best way, some people can just take a spoonful, put it in their mouth, and chase it with a couple of mouthfuls of water. So that's kind of the simplest. Don't try and chew it up, because A, you want it in big pieces like this. This is what gives it its power. And B, it will not be a good scene if you try and chew it up at all. So it's got no taste, but it's weird because it's like swallowing little bits of gravel, really. If you can't do that, if you can't just put it in your mouth and chase it with water, and then there's a couple other ways you can do it. One is you can put a spoonful in a glass and fill the glass, like a third full or whatever with water. The charcoal will just naturally sink to the bottom. You take a straw and you just suck it up and swallow it. Another way that is really easy and really helpful is to mix a spoonful in with something like applesauce or yogurt, and just put it in your mouth and swallow it. That's probably the easiest for a lot of people.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And because I do get questions, this has got little chunks in it. How do I take it?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Just put it in your mouth and swallow it. You swallow your pills, right? You take your EFAs, you take your glucogel, you take your tangerine tablets, you can take those. Why not take something smaller? Just chase it with water, like you said. So Thank you so much for that. And next, let's go over to Marilyn. Marilyn, unmute yourself, please. What question do you have for Christa today?
How does the product specifically increase light in the body? How does that work?
I wish I knew the answer to that very specifically.
I had heard that the body stores some type of sulfur under the skin where photons can be converted to electricity. Is the seaweed kind of like that, where it can convert the photons to electricity? That's what I heard. I mean, I just want to know if that's confirmed through you.
It could be. I actually don't know all the specifics. So unfortunately, I can't answer your question.
Okay, all right. Thank you anyway, though. Love hearing what you have to say. Appreciate it.
Because we are using phytonutrients, and there is phytotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. That'd be a good one. Hey, Marilyn, you're a great researcher and writer. I think we need that answer for our newsletter. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think the seaweed stores it is what it is. It converts the photons to electricity. Seaweed's able to do that, just like sulfur in the body.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Awesome. Great question. Well, folks, if anybody else has any questions, I think I saw another one that came in. Let me just double check here. Oh, yes. So ZZ Captain says, I can't wait to get my boat in the ocean. So is amino force going to be mentioned sometime?
Oh, amino charge. Yes, I can.
Amino charge. Okay.
Yeah, I can talk about that. Absolutely.
All right. Fantastic. So I haven't seen the amino charge yet. So
it's
no,
a big
I got the
container. It's basically a protein powder.
Oh, wait, maybe I do. Because I do take one of the protein powders. One of them is a meal replacement, and another one is just basically aminos, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Amino charge. Yes. Awesome. Well, Christa, thank you so very much for being an hour here with us, plus with the initial coming in and getting all set up. We absolutely are going to have her back, folks. This Friday, we're going to be learning more about the Life Force and another product focus as we are here with Christa Way, giving information it's not just information, folks, tools for your toolbox in what you can do as an empowered individual to create a better health journey for yourself, your family, and as you're working on yourself and your family and sharing with your communities and we're all doing it together, we are making a positive impact around the world. And speaking of around the world, I'd like to have my co-hosts come up with me, as we do have many around the United States and even in South Africa, here to bring this information to you, creating a safe place where we can all come together and learn and share with those that we think would be most benefited from the information as well. Today we have on with us Rod, who is out watching platforms, bringing in questions. Thank you so much, Rod. Also help bringing in people into the Zoom room as well, if I saw that right. So thank you so much, Rod, for doing that and bringing questions to the table. And we have Albert down in South Africa, who is our primary warden, letting people in to the room so that we can hear firsthand. Oh, we've got more questions. Oh no. Real quick, how many ounces is it by weight? So we touched real quickly, and I think it was before Normita came on. So is it by weight or is it by physical, what you need on the body balance?
No, it's not really. It's just by physically what you need. I don't know. It used to actually say, let me just grab it. It used to actually say on the bottle. I can't read very well on the slide. But basically,
or mix with your favorite juice or smoothie. Can be taken on an empty stomach. Shake well before use.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have to be refrigerated after opening?
It does.
Okay.
Yes, it does have to be refrigerated because the aloe is unpasteurized. And so, because we want to get the full benefit of it, right? So yes, you do need to refrigerate it.
Okay, and then does it ship to Mexico? Do you know?
As far as I know.
Okay. All right.
I don't know the answer to that. That's a company question that I'm not. Yeah.
John, get back with your Youngevity distributor. They'll be able to look that up for you. All right. And if you don't have one yet, you can give us a call at 855-949-3377. All right. Now we have Sherry and Ruth Ellen and AJ, all part of our technical crew who get on with me an hour early. We get everything set up as this is being broadcasted out to multiple platforms and then reposted to even more platforms so that we're meeting individuals where they're at. Thank you, Sherry, for being part of my tech crew. Thank you, Ruth Ellen, for being our executive production manager. Thank you, AJ, for being our director of marketing, digital marketing. I got to get that. I'm going to get it right. So it's just amazing, what a team can do. So I don't have to do it all by myself. And folks, if you are here live with us and you don't have that chat open, you are missing out on the skills of Miss Marilyn as she is putting the valuable information into text so that you can see it, because we can't always pay attention and write, but she does that even better than anybody I know. And she is putting there in the chat for you so you can take a screenshot of it. So if you saw something that you wanted to remember, you can scroll back up real quick before we close the show and take a picture of that. And we just want to say thank you, Marilyn. As folks, that is one of the benefits of being here with us live, is being able to see that chat information, submit your questions right into the Zoom, which we've got more questions coming in. Oh my goodness. We definitely need to have you come back, Christa.
Okay.
Definitely. And folks, you can find us Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time live by going to zoom.dailywithdoc.com. Again, that is zoom.dailywithdoc.com. And if you would like to get more information, and if you're a reader, especially if you're a reader for knowledge, like I am, there are many books that share our philosophy that Dr. Wallach has put together, because he's the author himself, folks. He has been touched with information from the good Lord in putting it together so that we have and can get our hands on it. You can go to drjwallach.com. That is drjwallach.com, and find 25 of Dr. Wallach's publications there on his website. Again, Christa, thank you so much. I'm going to do another 2 ounces. And a cheers to all of you who are watching us, especially our veterans, on this day that we just want to lift up and say thank you, veterans, for all that you have done to create safe environments where you're at and protecting us around the world. Until next time, bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.